And the funny thing about it is the very thing that y'all want, you actually push away. With all of the independence talk, with all of the ain't no man gonna tell me what to do, ain't no man gonna boss me around. Like y'all literally cause men to be jaded. And what happens is when those men deal with you on a first date and they start interacting with you, and you're telling them what they can and can't do, but they can't tell you anything. What ends up happening is those men get upset and they get vindictive. And then what they do is they'll be like, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to put up with her stuff until I get the buns. And then after they get the buns, they ghost you. And you'd be like, well, why did they do that? It's because they felt slighted. They felt like you did them wrong because you didn't really come into it honestly. You came into it like, yo, I'm gonna tell him what to do, and he just going to have to accept it. And whatever I want, that's what it's going to be. And that's not a relationship.
I agree with you, Angry Man, and I think we're misunderstanding each other because I'm not talking about women being like blatantly disrespectful. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about them dressing provocatively, dancing on somebody, anything like that. But I found out after I was married that when your husband's friends come to the house, even if they were your friends before, you have to go to the room. You're not supposed to be in there chilling with everybody if their wives aren't there. I didn't know that was a rule. I didn't know that was a boundary. I found that out after I was married. Everybody that's married in my family, when people's significant other comes over, it doesn't matter who's in the room, we all still sitting in the room. If it's a large group, we'll split up. The girls usually end up with the girls, the men end up with the men. But if it's just a couple of friends and a woman, we're all still sitting in there. I found out later that's a boundary for some people.
Guys, listen up. As you get older, the best way to continue to look young, exuberant, and vibrant is to continue to take care of your skin. That's why I'm excited to have Teej Hanley as a sponsor of today's video. You heard me talk about them before, and you're going to continue to hear me talk about them because I believe in their products and the positive impact that they have on every man's life. Teej Hanley makes taking care of your skin so easy. They provide you with all the products you need and nothing that you don't. Every box comes with an instruction card that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. Lapeef family, I must admit, skincare wasn't always something I always focused on, but since I started using this system, I've seen improvements in the way my skin looks and feels. And you don't have to take my word for it. They have over 5,000 5-star reviews on their website from satisfied customers from around the world. I recommend you start with the level 1 system, which comes with all the basics: a daily face wash, an exfoliating scrub, an AM moisturizer, and a PM moisturizer. In addition to amazing skin, members of Teej Hanley get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off retail price, the ability to customize your box, pause or cancel at any time, and free US shipping. And because Teej Hanley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers a great deal. Just click that first link in the description and you'll get 30% off your first box plus the free gift. Seriously, that's an amazing deal. Even though it's too early, as I often say, it's never too late. Click that link and get started today.
So I'm just saying these specific boundaries.
Fantasy conflating because you're saying that you want to be a cooperative woman and learn how to be a woman versus a woman who's not trying to learn.
Yeah, but I need boundaries. That's what I'm saying.
But it's taken away from the conversation because we're not talking about a woman who's trying to be cooperative and learn versus a woman who can go to another woman and learn and doesn't want to learn or doesn't want to learn from a man. So we are again derailing again because if he does what you want him to do, you know how many brothers I know in therapy and going to therapy for their women. If he does what you want him to do, he's enabling. If he sets order and he's in control and he's a man that's trying to lead you, he's toxic masculinity. If you're still trying to be promiscuous and still cheat and still find ways to not listen to this dude by going outside the household and do other things, then you traumatize. It's an excuse for everything. But this is one thing what Angry Man was saying. If I came up to all these women on this panel that are divine women, beautiful women that can be wives, and I wasn't sufficient enough for any of you, I go, man, why I couldn't get her as a wife? I'm going to go find out how to be a husband. And if not, I just wanted sex. Same thing for y'all. And I'm going to ask all the ladies here. If you're saying you want a husband and you prioritize the sex before you got a husband, did you want the husband or did you want the sex? Did you equip yourself to be a wife or did you equip yourself to open your legs? So we got to be honest about that. This is excuses. And in 2003, brothers are now taking that, throwing it in the trash. If you don't show up as a good woman, a strong, healthy woman, that's your problem. And I want to make sure I pronounce your name right. What are you saying? What were you saying your name was? Marjani.
Marjan.
Johnny.
You sat here and just talked about what a man can do to invest in you and how to build you up. That's your responsibility. That ain't my responsibility. Are you going to help a man? This is the difference between the women this generation and the last generation. The women back then will help the man get a house, get a car, build a family, do everything for that man and grow with that man and pour into that family. Almost everybody here said they want to be with no broke man. And that's why men end up not being loyal to today's women, because they don't want to help them build. They just want to help him. They want to get what he has his resources, and that still ends up not good enough because she don't want to be on his page. So if you're not going to invest in a man to be a better man, stop talking about it's my responsibility to make you a better woman. Before you deal with me, you go to another woman and find out how you be a healthy woman. That's the problem with society, because I can't fat shame you. I can't slut shame you. I can't gay shame you, but you can talk about man all day long, like Sweeney was talking about. His thing small, he's short, he fat, he ain't tall enough. Y'all have expectations and standards out the universe. Everything. We got to do everything for y'all. We just want 3 simple things that you can't even match. But it ain't because you don't want to do it. It's because you don't know how to be a woman and you don't know how to ask. And I'm not talking about you personally. I'm saying in general. Women show up and have been hyped up so much by weak men. They call weak actually was enabling men who they should have built a relationship with. That they come to a man that they met that's an adequate man and strong man, and he has so many options, they don't know how to be a woman, so they create a problem. And the problem is really them. That's the truth.
So I agree with what you're saying. I think what I was saying earlier was misconstrued, or I just did not communicate it right, so it was not coming out correctly. I hear everything you and Angry Man are saying. I was not saying that I think it's your responsibility to teach. I was saying that I do feel a lot of this is, if I go to Google right now, right, and I say how to be a good woman, podcasts are going to come up, people's blogs are going to come up, written things are going to come up. Like it's definitely a whole bunch of knowledge. This show might come up. What I was saying is a lot of times majority of it can be where we are just talking about how bad we are. So for me, for instance, I didn't go to a woman or man. I did not have a lot of people around in my life. When I moved by myself. When I was, traveling, I traveled by myself. It wasn't until the last couple of years that I finally found people that I could talk to and people that helped me gain certain knowledge and things that I didn't know. I was a lone wolf. And you're right. When you're by yourself, you get into the most things. However, like for me, when I was learning how to become a good woman, I dove right into the Bible. I didn't go ask anyone first. I went into my Bible first. That's what I did for me. And so I'm saying, like, when we say, well, women don't know how to be good women, well, then the backing of that is like, well, we could talk about like, well, girl, what did you do when you were finding your husband? Oh, I was looking at a podcast and da-da-da, and they were saying like, it is good to be submissive and da-da-da. Well, then now I'm a woman that's looking online and I'm seeing like, oh, you have given me all these solutions. She says she went to the Bible. I might go and open my Bible and start looking. And now I'm getting deep and now I'm feeling more grounded. Now I'm becoming a better woman. And we don't believe.
Lady died. Precious
like,
that's fine. No. But with all due respect,
kind of start finalizing this.
Lady died and Precious and good women are called goody two shoes and pick-me's. A lot of women engage in bad behaviors to separate themselves from them women to get attention for being bad women because they didn't put the work in to be a good woman. And we all knew what a hoe was in middle school. Let's stop playing. We know exactly what a hoe was in middle school. That's where we learned where a hoe was. And honestly, we learned what a hoe was by seeing what our mama was doing. If you want to be truthful about that, when men coming in and out of the household, women are so used to dudes going, is that what she did to you? Is that what he did to you? Is that what they did to you? 79 to 80% of men is killing themselves. Don't nobody give a damn. You don't care about my story. You don't care about every man's story. You don't care about Sweeney's story. So if you don't show up as a woman, that's a you problem now. We understand what's going on now. That's your responsibility to show up, especially if 8 women, 16 to 15 years old, we can sit up on these panels. Angry Man, I don't know how many years he been doing this. A woman ago, you don't pay my bills. I'm grown. I ain't got to listen to a damn thing you talking about. Stop. Please don't come here and pretend like women just listen to hear what men got to say. They don't.
That's not what we're talking about.
That's what we do. We are not going to do.
Hold on.